Alright, Jeskai Fires. Fires refers to this card. Fires of Invention here says you can only cast 2 spells per turn, but you may cast spells with converted mana cost equal to or less than the number of lands you control from your hand without paying their casting cost. The idea is we play Fires on 4, and then on 5, we go Cavalier of Flames plus Cavalier of Gales, activate Cavalier of Flames twice to give them both haste and attack for a very large amount of damage. We've got Bonecrusher, Deafening Clarion, and Little Teferi at the bottom end of the curve as interaction. We've got a couple of Sweet Potion, Realm-Cloaked Giant, and we've got some Drawn from Dreams here at the top as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how it goes. Arena is back on the menu. After a short hiatus, they decided to make Standard playable again, which is exciting. Seems like low number of viewers for new Standard. It's higher than my average. It's also, I also wasn't really able to promote that we were getting new Standard today, because while I'm excited that Wizards implemented the ban quickly, I do wish they would have communicated more clearly their intentions to have the ban list changed today. Because, like, for example, I didn't have Standard on my schedule today when I tweeted my schedule out yesterday. I'm gonna have to redo my schedule for the week to adjust for the fact that, like, we can play Standard. In the past, we've always had to wait till Thursday for the ban list updates to take effect. And not that I'm complaining that they took effect already, it's just I wish I would have known that they were going to happen that quickly so I could plan my schedule accordingly. I mean, to be fair, I think I'm the only person in the Magic section who, like, posts a schedule the week in advance and keeps it regularly updated. Like, people have, like, loose schedules, but, like, I keep mine pretty constantly up to date. Well, Fire's deck is busted, chat. In case anyone was wondering. I don't really know what they're doing. I'm going to board in a couple of disputes, a stroke, and a gate. I'm going to cut the Gust and the Realm-Cloaked Giant. Not board a whole heck of a lot. I guess Deafening Clarion's probably not great. I'm going to leave a couple Giants in just in case. Actually, maybe I leave Devout Decree in. Sure. I don't know. Can you explain your thought process in keeping Aether Gust main post-ban? Yeah, I think most decks have greener red cards in them. I know. Basically every deck I'm going to consider playing this weekend, this week, has green or red cards in it. Here's the TLDR. Well, I mean, I think Simic Ramp is still a deck. It just looks different. We don't have a lot of time to prepare before tomorrow. If I had more time, we'd prepare better, but... Oh, they're a Wilderness Reclamation deck. That explains the concession. So these Devout Decrees are bad, but all the counter spells I brought in are good. I just forgot to fetch. Yikes, and now I can't counterspell. Now I can't counterspell Reclamation this turn. Well, you know. Yeah, misclicks are fun. That's fine. We didn't hit our land anyways. How many lands does this deck? This deck plays like 29 lands, right? 20 actual factual 29 lands. Good stuff. Actual factual 29 lands. They keep a couple of giants in. They're a bomb that we can slam down in the late game, and they do technically kill their Niv Visit. Doc Prof Fox Beer, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. You're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, the bans went into effect on Arena almost instantly. Was super quick turnaround. Yeah, I think figuring out what exactly is best is going to take some work, but I think whatever is best probably involves some amount of red and or green. Aristocrat deck was fine. The deck's kind of like a low player agency deck overall, so I don't know if I'm going to play it tomorrow. Teferi is a hotly disputed card. Yay, magic! We should definitely call this deck Jeskai Hearthstone. Just like with Fires plus Teferi on your side of the field, you like force both players to play Hearthstone. I'm adopting that name from now on. I mean, it's basically what it is, right? I love the Legacy and Vintage banning. Well, actually, you see, we don't ban things in Vintage, we just restrict them. Actually. So they can Bonecrusher Teferi next turn, but that's really not a big deal because I have another one. Like uses their turn up again, so that sounds great for us. This giant's about to bone Teferi, and they say there's no representation in the Magic story.
Trust me, I have a plan. If you show remorse, I'll show.
Alright, I'll send that one back from whence it came. I could have forced them to trade there, huh? Maybe that's better? I don't think it really matters. Just HU, go. They want to spend their turn recasting their Niv again. That's really good for us. Be nice to have a couple sets with no bannings. Disagree. And I think your mindset there is super toxic and bad. The idea that banning something is a failure is nonsense. It is okay for them to not get everything perfect all of the time. In my opinion, the issue that most recently happened is that they let a Mythic Championship and then weeks of gameplay happen knowing that there were problems. That, in my opinion, was the failing of what happened recently. The issue in my mind is not that there were issues. The issue was that we had issues and they didn't get addressed. I assume they have an Aether Gust here. Well, if they don't have another counterspell here and they just have one blocker, they are dead, right? We get to Realm Cloak, sweep the board, and then Cavalier jam. I'd like to destroy your non-giant creatures for free. I would like to Cavalier of Flames and attack for 9. Ranking on up. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Ranking on up. On average, what percentage of viewers are subs on any given day? I actually don't know that metric. So, like, my concurrent subscriber count is higher than my current viewer count. Basically always. So it's possible that you're all subs, although that's like very unlikely. Automatic, thank you for the very generous 10-a-month resub and the tier 2 at that. Thanks for keeping me around, I appreciate it. If you're a non-sub who can't talk, please let us know in chat. Alright, so we just want to draw one more land here, right? So we can, double Cavalier next turn. It's actually pretty scary. So waiting on a 5th land for next turn, hopefully. We have 29 lands total in this deck, so our deck currently is over 50% mana. We have 25 lands and 49 cards. If they attack with this and we draw a land, they are almost dead. Huh? I'm gonna lead on this. So, like, the problem here is if I Cavalier and smash them, I could die to Questing Beast next turn, because I'm at 11. So I think I'd prefer not to die to Questing Beast. So then the question becomes, do I play the other Cavalier Gales or do I play the Cavalier of Flames? I think I just play the Cavalier of Flames. I'm going to ditch the Castle Vantress here. So we're 3 points short of lethal here. I'm going to hit them for 7 in the air. Then this can trade here next turn. You want to only attack with flames? I think I only want to attack with gales, so I can threaten a trade here. Although I guess I would rather incentivize them to kill this one rather than this. Can't give lifelink, already played 2 spells for the turn. So, looking like they're dead here. So, you're dead. They're actually just dead to the second Clarion, right? Or to the second Cavalier. These dorks just smash them in the air for a bunch. This can't block. Hey, look, it's another matchup where main deck Aether Gust is great. Weird. Weird. Weird that main deck Aether Gust is still great. Time Raveler out here. I feel like this is a Time Raveler out matchup. I'm gonna board in. Maybe I want these decrees if they're playing a bunch of Rotting Registors. I'm gonna split the difference. Just go 2-2 on these. Weird. Weird how that works. I guess. Tan would love to draw a couple of lands and a fires. They have a Rotting Regisaur, they might just run away with the game. Yeah, there's a lot of... I pretty constantly hear people complain about stuff like that on TCG Player. You're better off going through somewhere like Cool Stuff Inc. or Source City Games or Channel Fireball when you're buying stuff that could potentially spike, just to avoid that headache. Are the game sounds really quiet? Because the music is enabled. In. So, fires plus Clarion this turn. I'm gonna save I want to save the Realm-Cloaked Giant in case they have like a 7/6 later. Hey, Yori, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What's your ideal top meta archetype? I think ideally, the best formats tend to have aggressive decks at the top of them. Magic game should end eventually, who knew? It's not even just about ending eventually, so much as just like, I think from a deck building perspective, building building decks to be good against aggressive decks, I find incredibly satisfying. Oh, did I miss lethal? I might have missed lethal. If I'd have played the Giant with this, I could have killed them. My deck for tomorrow doesn't have to be submitted until 1 o'clock Central. So we've got a lot of time. Alright, so they weren't dead regardless, but the game's still pretty over. Yeah, I agree, Navier. This deck is just a full-on combo control deck. Like, getting to play Deafening Clarion's really good. This deck lines up really well against all the various Aristocrats decks in my experience. Like, I never want to play against this deck when I'm playing anything with the cat. I think it's probably pretty good against these adventure decks because you get to play a bunch of sweepers. You get to play Teferi time Ravelers. You're randomly good against people playing counter spells. They got on a raw power level. Yeah, I agree, kid. The Planeswalker versions of Jeskai Fires, I think, are incredibly underwhelming. Fae of Wishes. I can see Fae of Wishes being good. I guess I'd have to think about what I'm cutting. Like, it would have to be, like, Bonecrusher Giant. 40 minutes until banned. That's not accurate. Usually it's 3 to 4 p.m. PST, not CST. You cut Bonecrusher? I think cutting Bonecrusher for Fae is a mistake. I think you need a critical mass of early interaction. Oh, Flash Deck's probably a real bad matchup for us. If I had to venture a guess, I assume this is going to be close to unwinnable. Yeah, 29 lands. Wait, I didn't keep a 2-lander, right? So, like, fair's fair. We hit the 3rd, we didn't hit the 4th. Oh, it's a Magic the Gathering online survey. That's exciting. Preferred bans for Pioneer today, if any. Once Upon a Time, and then at least 1 random card out of the Mono Black aggro deck. I think there's 3 or 4 different things you could ban out of the Mono Black deck. Yeah, Commit to Memory was not good. We played it on Saturday night, and we ended up cutting that card at the end. I think I updated the deck list on my website. Yeah, the approach list on my website does not have Commit to Memory in it anymore. It was not good enough. Yeah, I agree. Opponent's deck actually seems awesome. We played against their deck earlier today when we were playing something else, and it also dumpstered us. I don't really have much to board in or out here. I'm gonna swap the Gust for disputes here. WotC will finally ban the Scourge that is Night Market Lookout. Yeah, that's a take. Well, I mean, it is a survey intended explicitly for Magic Online players, right? Yeah, bans went live this morning. I'm just gonna pass with Bonecrusher up here. Bonecrusher plus Dispute. Yeah, was not expecting them to go live today. Did not originally have this in my schedule. Alright, so we're gonna let this resolve, and then before they untap, let's Bonecrusher it. They've been alright. The Blue Red Alliance deck was good. I'm not sure if I want to play something that that control-y tomorrow, though. Yep. This deck's sweet if we... Even sweet if we're going to hardcast Cavaliers on 5. Maybe? I don't know... I know that's going to be quick enough here, right? Like, you're probably going to run into a group full of counterspells, I imagine. Although now we can jam a Cavalier with Mystic Dispute up, so that's nice. Shame we didn't draw Fires there. Interesting. Alright, well, Clarion kills their thing in play, so I feel like I should keep that. I think I'm going to ditch Realm-Cloak and Dispute. We're about to just get, like, Brazen Borrowered here. Fair. Fair. And just tempo us back into the Stone Age. Oh. Fires, please. Fires, please. Alright, I'm gonna Drawn from Dreams, hit an untapped land here. I decided to ditch the counter spell because my spell had just resolved. I'll have Cavalier Tron. Our poker hand is pretty good, to be fair here. I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. We feel very dead. They're real sweet. Looks very similar to something that we played at the very start of the format. Ended up not being good then, but things are a little bit different now. Yep. It's a little bit mediocre. Yeah, we lost that game because I'd been to the Mystic Dispute. That might have been wrong. I just made the bad assumption that, like, my thing was resolving, so I didn't really need to fight them on the stack, because if they could have countered it, they would. I wasn't thinking about the fact that they, like, had Brazen Borrow and could tempo it back to our hand. Like, if we'd have kept the dispute, we could have disputed their Gadwick that drew 5 cards, and they wouldn't have had enough cards to be in that game still. Probably still die game 3 on the draw, but I think we could have won that second game with better play. This deck feels incredible whenever you have fires in play, but its power level when you don't have fires in play feels pretty middling. Would be the main complaint against it, I think, for me. Lesson learned. Never don't have fires. So have you considered always having it? I'm gonna shock to hold up Gust here. We could see like end step growth spiral, untap reclamation. Should we mulligan more aggressively for fires? I don't think so. Like, mulliganing otherwise playable hands for your... I don't think this deck's playable if you have to mulligan for fires. Would be my TLDR. Putting yourself down cards is a big deal. Because this deck's also a critical mass deck. Like, you don't just need fires, you need fires, 5 lands, and Cavaliers. What do I think of Gedwick? I'd be surprised if that's a constructed playable card before Devotion things hit. Like when we get Devotion stuff reprinted in Theros in January, I expect it to be fine. Yeah, like, so Shimmer instead of Drawn, like, Drawn's much better. Like, Shimmer's better at getting turn 4 fires, but, like, Drawn's better at, like, finding you fires for turn 5 and helping you get set up after you get fires. So again, like, these decks aren't just as simple as get to fires. You need to get to fires and have stuff to do with it afterwards. There's a lot of moving parts. Is Devotion confirmed to come back? I believe so. Mystic Dispute is very, very good. Card's super playable. Alright. Let the counters hit the floor. Let the counters hit the floor. Let the counters hit the... Hey, Bacon. Yeah, we're running long today. My brother-in-law is staying with me for a little bit, so I'm gonna be able to run a little bit longer into the afternoon, a little bit more consistently now, which is why I pushed my start time back to 8 a.m. like it used to be. I think I'd been doing like 7 to 2:30 for a while. I think we're gonna do like 8 to 4-ish. Moving forward. With occasional run longs for when we have high viewer counts or like Mythgard and stuff like that. I am central cornfield time for the person that was trying to find a time zone command. How about just 24/7? Unfortunately, that one is not quite doable. Is Abzan Raveler up first tomorrow? I don't know, and I think we're doing Standard tomorrow morning instead of Pioneer. No, Twitch Rivals is with the update. So I have till 1 o'clock Central tomorrow to submit a deck for the tournament. So we're probably gonna play some more Standard tomorrow morning with decks that I am considering playing in the thing. Yes, passage clearing brainstorms is great. If they don't have, okay, so they're probably dead to this Cavalier of Flames, right? I don't really want to play the sacrifice mirrors. Well, okay, they're not dead, but they have to chump block with Div. You like the Planeswalker versions or the Fire? I think the Cavalier version is much better. I think the Planeswalker build is incredibly mediocre. Cut a bunch of our creature stuff, bring in a bunch of counter spells. I wasn't sure we were gonna. I thought we were gonna play Grixis for a second, then we played blue-red. Rancocrats was fine. I think I want to play more of a feel smart deck tomorrow. Or if I play, I don't think Rancocrats is quite smorky enough. If I'm gonna play a smash deck, it's probably just gonna be Knights or Gruul. Oh, they were dead because of the Cavalier trigger. Yeah, that's correct. You are correct. The Planeswalker variation of this archetype felt like a bad mid-range deck to me. Or a bad control deck. And like, this build of this archetype feels like a combo control deck. Is a henge list a consideration? Yeah, maybe. I think tomorrow morning, we're gonna play like a henge deck. And we'll play like a henge deck and maybe Grixis aggro. And then play whichever of those feels better. Rivals doesn't start till 2 o'clock Central tomorrow. So I'm planning to do, wow, super punish for not holding up Dispute. This was not a card I was thinking about. Yikes. So yeah, I'm gonna be live for like 12 hours tomorrow. Is my plan. No, I don't think Thief of Sanity is very good. The Grixis aggro deck is like red-black aggro splash Royal Scions, basically. Poor Teferi. Nice and toasty. So incredibly punished for not holding up dispute. Feels bad, man. Three mana walkers that die to fry. What is this unplayable garbage? I don't know, am I supposed to keep this? Right, like it's got Fires the opener. I think the Esper, Steal Your Stuff, Reanimate deck is playable. Maybe. Possibly. I actually had a big donation for that today, or a tier 3 sub plus some bits. Maybe we'll do that one tomorrow morning too. I think we have time to do 3 decks, and I could see playing that deck in the tournament tomorrow. I think that archetype's super reasonable. It's playing just like a bunch of generically good cards. It definitely qualifies as feel smart. Your Oko rat made Watsy ban Oko. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be done with this one after this this set. It's actually like fine, but I don't think I'm gonna play it tomorrow. Like we've won more than we've lost, but I feel I'm gonna just full cash this in actually. Let's just find some interaction here. I feel like my games without fires are just like pretty unimpressive. No, we're definitely not playing the party bus tomorrow. Things that are certainly not happening. I mean, in my deck's defense, my deck is mostly lands. So like, yeah, my deck that's mostly lands drew some more lands, I guess. And like, it looks like we're gonna win this too, right? Like I've got a Cavalier, I've got 2 counterspells here. I just don't feel super engaged. This is basically my testing time, so. I need to set aside some time to update standard decks on my website too. That's probably not going to happen for a little bit. Maybe I'll just hide the ones that have Oko in them for now and leave the ones that don't. The internet's a tough place, Polly. People are wild. I'm about to get Aether Gusted. Sure. Yeah, that Esper deck was something that we worked on when what's it called? When Field was playable. Like, that was like the Esper control deck that was like kind of competitive against Field. Look at that. Throw back the temples, play the Fabled Passage to shuffle our brainstorm. Just like we drew it up. Thanks to 11 months, Prof. Dr. Mister. It's like a legacy play, right? Played a Fires deck today and used Iron Crag Feet to Finale of Glory for 10. That's, those are plays. I'm gonna do this because if they tap out, they die to this. So this just, this can't resolve. I'm gonna fry my Cavalier of Gales. Oh. Sure. Deal Reno. So they need untapped land plus counterspell for Cavalier of Flame they know about. Yeah, they could have paid, but it would have tapped them out. And if they tap out, they're dead to the Cavalier Flames. So I believe they're dead to the Cavalier Flames here. It could unsummon's legal, right? The face is the place. Ho 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 ho. Oh. Yeah, this deck seems fine. Seems powerful. I do think prefer this to the Jeskai Fires build that's playing Planeswalkers, but I just kind of feel like what the deck's doing when it doesn't find the Fires is like clunky enough that I think this is one I'm probably going to shy away from. If nothing else feels good, they definitely still be in the running because this deck is just doing this is like pretty proactive and powerful while also having like sweepers that are really good against some of the aggressive decks in the format. This is one of the standard decks you can find on my website. I'm going to get those cleared out a little bit tonight, clear all the elk nonsense off the page since they did that. At any rate, I'm going to be back tomorrow morning about 8 a.m. Central Time. We're going to play some standard. Tomorrow's going to be an all-standard day. I originally had Pioneer on the schedule, but I didn't know that Arena was going to have the ban list update live right away. And with the Twitch Rivals tomorrow afternoon, I want to jam some more games before we get to that. Before we have to submit a deck list. So I'll catch all of y'all in the morning. I'm going to be live from like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. tomorrow doing all standard, some decks testing in the mornings, and then the tournament in tomorrow afternoon. Remember, if you're interested in more content from myself, we did 3 different standard decks today. If you didn't catch all of those, you'll be able to find them on my website and my YouTube channel here this evening. Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully see all of y'all around tomorrow. All Crokies does is stream. Go watch Crokies.